Wellset Plast Extrusions is a 52 years old company, covers a wide range of custom-made master badges, available in a full range of colors and additives from spread of 20,000 shades. Products include color master badges, additive master badges, plastic modifiers, and filled compounds. Wellset has 3 plants at Silvassa with over 200 employees. We have with us on the show today, Shri Arvind Bhai Mehta, Chairman and Managing Director, and Paresh Mehta, Director Wellset. Steering the company to its present shape and size, Shri Mehta has been a pioneering stalwart in India's plastic revolution, having played leadership role with selfless service in various plastic associations and trade bodies. Chairman of the Governing Council of IPMA and many other hats that he wears. He's also instrumental in encouraging government support for growth and modernization of the plastics industry and addressing various important industry issues from the platform of several associations. Co-steering the company is Paresh Arvind Mehta, having a business experience of over 25 years and also a director of Wellset Plast Extrusions. Arvind Bhai, Paresh, a very warm welcome to my show, Insights with Nidhi Varma.
Thank you, Nidhi. Thanks for the, rather I would call a good opportunity for us to exhibit, and you are doing wonderful interviews. I listen sometimes, and keep it up. That will be my point for you and Elite. Yeah.
Your blessing, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Nidhi, and hello everybody. How are you?
I'm going to say hi from everyone's side to you.
Yeah. So,
Arvind Bhai, from Rangoon, Burma, all the way to Mumbai, you have been leading various industry bodies for the last 4 decades, representing and fought over many industry causes and demands. How do you manage the time between this activity and your business?
that is a good question, but basically when we have the interest in something, then you are able to get the time, and priority is your priority. So on that line, since childhood I had the passion to serve something for the nation or something like that, and came to business, and in the business I thought that I should be contributing to the industry growth. That was the first part, first my growth and then the industry growth. So on that way the story started. So I manage my time definitely. First and foremost, I don't like to lose my single second, I would call it on that line. I don't waste my time at all. That is the basic funda. Nobody knows or may not be knowing, but I am always on that line to save my time and then accommodate the priorities. So that helps me. And devotion, and generally what happens that in the industry service, it is totally a selfless point inside. That means I just serve. I don't get it. You see, I get from Wellset. Yeah.
Arvind Bhai, you are a veteran and visionary, and you continue to play a very pivotal role in strengthening and developing the industry. What major policy changes you think our industry needs at this point of time?
Here, just now, after COVID, or just now, not after COVID, during the COVID, the industry is damaged. I would call it very much. We lost rather 3 months, Q1, we call it April, May, June. Industry or everybody lost it. So that is a very devastating effect they are having. No doubt government and plastic industry, 85-90% is an MSME. So they are tight cornered and everything said and done, lot of issues. But what we want from government just now, that there should be incentives to work. You see, anything you do with incentive, the things will work in a better way, faster way. This is the story. So some kind of incentives as far as the money is concerned, basically. Money you get from bank and then you do it, that is also one part. But government should incentivize the whole process. Then the things will work in a correct way. No doubt, plastic industry is very much blessed that it is a what you call essential commodity. Though people believe it or not, don't believe it, but it is an essential commodity in the modern life. So it is growing, but some incentive, some form of incentive has to come from the government. and our quality and everything is quite good. You see, only if they give the support to us on this side, the things will happen. This will be my funda answer rather.
No, absolutely, sir. Sir, is there any hope of technical upgradation fund for plastic industry for MSMEs in line with what the textile industry is also getting?
Just now, no, because what happens that we have given lot of input and to the government on that line, but things have not yet taken shape on that line. Technology upgradation fund. If it comes on the line of textile industry, it will do wonders. But just now they say that we can't give because there are some misappropriation of the funds as far as the other sector is concerned. So now they are thinking of some sort of, since last 2-3 days I hear that they are thinking of giving some incentive on your turnover basis, something like that. That means if your turnover is X, 10%, if you incremental sales, then they will give you 5%, 6% or whatever they decide. So this is the story I am hearing. Even anything of that also comes, that is a healthy for this one, because China is a country where we face the music, you see, and they give 10% incentive for the exports, which we are not able to give. So that is a story, and that's why we are suffering. Vietnam is giving 20%. So that is also we don't know. So that's why India has to give. And that is the way the things will happen in a better way. Otherwise, our technology, our people, our management, or any sort of things you say, they are very, very, very capable. You see, nowadays, in COVID, everybody has become techno savvy.
Yeah.
People like me was not on the video conference. Now it is in the order of the day. Environment point we are able to address just now, because in COVID, all the plastic material is the lifesaver. So common public has understood that this is the role plastic can play. That goes without saying. Now it is the issue of waste management and collection and waste management, which is not our baby. That is the authorities are there. So this is generally, there is a growth path is possible.
Yes. Well capitulated, sir. Sir, what is your take on the standardization of the polymer grades by BIS? The talk has been going on, but what do you think? Is it necessary, or it can be parked for later?
See, it can be what we call, it is not a requirement just now. According to me, rather, we should be going something reverse, where value addition is there for 50,000 units. That means finished goods. So it should be for the finished goods, then the raw material. Raw material, what we are importing or what we are having, that is ASTM standard. There, it is standard only. So it can come later on. The problem is that of some traders or indenters or something of spec material and this and that, everything coming. So there is a UN cry about it, and actually it is not so. It is see, that only one has to address by BIS or something. Other things are normal. You see, Indian material, raw material is one of the best in the world. We are exporting our anybody exporting material, they are well accepted. So there is no need of other standards to save themselves or something. Okay. So first, BIS standards may be on the progressive way to the finished goods, stepwise, and then to this one. So international standard plus BIS can work either or in polymer. We welcome it. There is no issue.
What is the impact of the proposed COVID tax on the finished goods and on polymers? There's a huge talk going on around that topic.
See, the polymer people as well as the finished goods, they are part and parcel of one pie only. So they should be working hand in hand. We support them, they support us. That should be the spirit.
What is the status of the proposed increase in the duty on finished plastic goods and decreased duty on imported raw materials, which are not manufactured in India? What's your view on that, sir?
See, there should be freedom. The polymers which are not made in India, they should be welcomed. Is a nominal duty or something, whatever government wants, little duty, not much. And finished goods must be stopped. That means there is the story, because we call it 25,000 units or 50,000. We call 50,000. 50,000 and the employment. See, government has to see from that angle, job creation and all that. So finished good must be protected. This is the story. So that must be banned. Chinese or anybody, whatever, who are selling here, and we are export fit, and all the polymers what is surplus must be consumed in India. So we make it and we sell it. You see, that should be the point. But finished goods import should be 10% duty hike, and this is it is just eyewash, because the sometimes I should not tell, but it comes in under concessional route also. So that is not correct. That is also we are against, 100% against. But that is not a fair game. See, GST has brought a wonder that they have made a one road or one road for everyone. So we are happy that on that line. So nothing should be there which disturbs anybody. That should be the point. So what do we call import of finished goods must be, rather I would call it banned. That is whatever is there, what is made in India must be banned. This should be our point.
That's true. That is the true meaning of made in India then. Arvind Bhai, as you rightly said that MSMEs, of which a lot of our industry comprises of, they have faced huge losses in COVID time. What kind of specific special consideration by the government to MSMEs for ease of doing business, like reduction in electricity prices, etc., are you specifically looking at?
We are looking at that first and foremost, our friends of the polymer society, they should be keeping the things as it is. That means no hike in import duty and something. They should be supporting in the productivity of the finished goods people. This will be the point, number one. So we need not, daily in the morning, we need not fight with them. That is on their point. Second point, the finished good industry should be supported by import of machinery, available machinery, best machinery, and we grow. This should be the, an incentive from the government is the key. Now, whatever the things are there, it has to happen. You see, via media, what we call the, you go to bank and bank will give, bank has a 1,000 list. So Modi sir, Sahib will tell, yeah, you are getting, finance minister will tell you are getting. And when we go, there is a J.C. Krishna. So
practical situation. Correct, sir.
That is the situation. So the money has to come to the people. They have to run. They should, then the things will work. See, everybody is the nationalistic. Packaging industry is booming in India today. We call it or not, but it is booming.
No, it is.
What happens though? There is a scope here, but it is to be encased on that line, you see. And it is to be supported by government in a right way. We should not fight amongst ourselves. Raw material people, finished goods people, and machinery people. Finished goods is the anchor point. So they should be supporting first that, and then the down the line. Yes. Then the things will happen.
Arvind Bhai, very question that is close to your heart. What are your views on the level of technical education for our industry currently in India?
It is a very, very very, very important thing. It has to come. It has to come, and it must come. We tried at when I was, say, president of Plast India Foundation, and we started the things in Plast India International University. Unfortunately, it is delayed because of very varied reason, but it's a wonderful project. I would call it. Just now, MP Taparia has taken over, so that is a good thing. Even in IPMA, the IPMA Management Technology Center has started. It will make wonders. I tell you that will be and I am after it. I am after it to make it happen. Yes. So by December it will happen 100%. That means in Mumbai as well as this one. All technical, and we are going to teach here in MTech Center the all digital courses. That means artificial intelligence, 3Ds and all that. So which is a need of the hour, automation. See, just now in the lockdown period, automation has taken the priority of the mind without any reservation. Yeah. Earlier, हम लोग के पास बहुत आदमी है, ये है, वो सब गया, भूत पलित गया सब पूरा अंदर से. अभी now everybody has to be on the automation side. This will be the point. India में, so these are the teachings has to be learned by the people, you see. And it is a no nuisance talk. Nidhi Verma was known only for conference. Now she is known for the digital technology, digital interviews. So that is a plus point. No, that is a big thing, you see. And we are wasting no waste of time. We are connecting to the problem. You are connecting to the issues. That is a big thing. So we should use this technology as far as and the education, technical education is a must.
And sir, about the labor problems, because हमारी industry labor incentive है, or most of the labor has actually migrated back to their hometowns, and now the government is giving them jobs in their home states. So what kind of labor issues do you think will our industry face in the coming months?
It is a very, very serious thing just now, because just now, as on date, I know that nearly all the factories are working at say 60%, 50% capacity because of migrant laborers have gone. So that is a very big issue. It is to be resolved by in the longer run by automation. This is the answer one I can give on that line. And immediately you have to use the labor.
Well said. Paresh, coming to you.
Yeah.
All areas of plastic processing use master badges. Among the complete range, which is your strong area, and where do you think you are the leader in the country?
Yeah, Nidhi, see, we are we basically started from our color master batch, okay, and the color master batch area, especially in moldings and injection molding, blow molding, all those, and we started with a very much specialty field, which is called as tailor-made master batch for very specific kind of applications like Hindustan Levers or some, I mean, not many brands, you know, including Indian Oil Corporation or maybe HPCL, BPCL, and all those things. So then we slowly graduated towards making automobile color master batch, where we are doing good right now, and we have a lot of exports too for this particular application. And now we are focusing more on additive master batch actually. So additive has, I mean, it is a very big range. Like the new one is biodegradable. You can say we are coming out with even antiviral and antimicrobial master batch now. So that will add to today's range of our product. And we also have anti-scratch master batch, then anti-counterfeit master batch. We are very good in white master batch from single layer to 7-layer films, and also for cast films also. So it's good.
Excellent.
Black, we are doing good in polyethylene and PVC blacks and all. So that is our specialty.
What range, was the percentage of your production domestic versus exports?
Yeah, now we are almost 50% in exports.
Oh.
So in fact, last year we were approximately around 42% almost. But this year we'll be touching almost 50% because, in fact, we saw the first quarter to be going little low, but we have been doing good in exports. I mean, it's catching up.
Do you think the anti-China sentiment had something to add on to that?
I think so, because we are very happy inside, because most of our customers, wherever we go, they say that we buy from China. This even in India, if you see many of the master batches, they said, oh, I'm getting it from China, and I'm very happy and this and that. So now what happens? There is an anti-sentiment, as you rightly said. So probably we will get a better scope in exports as well as in many areas, you know. And I would wish that some of the industries which may come from China to India, maybe like Foxconn or maybe from Samsung or many other electronic stuff industries, they might carry on with some kind of plastics, and for which we may be, catering the master batch or any kind of stuff. So we're looking out at those kind of opportunities.
So that's a positive indication there.
Yeah,
How have you seen the trend of Q2 year on year with last year?
Q2, I think we should be at par with the last year, looks like. Okay. I mean, we cannot say that we will grow, because obviously the growth is not the question right now. The question right now is sustaining. So probably Q2 should be the same as per last year, looks like. And I'm hopeful that maybe from Q3 and Q4, I think we should be back to what we were. I mean, in the last quarter of the 2020, you can say.
Excellent. That is very, very encouraging news. Arvind Bhai, what is the forecast for the total plastic industry, you think, for the balance of 20 and 21?
The same, what is well set forecast is the forecast maybe of the industry, more or less, something like that. That Q1 is lost. So for Q2, Q3, Q4, so industry will grow. But just now what we were forecasting was around say 13%, 14%, something was this one. But this time it can be 8 to 10%. This is in the finished goods I'm just looking at. And especially if the lockdown opens these malls and everything, then the many sectors will open.
To add something, Nidhi, here, as Papa was saying, that now, there was a lot of littering earlier. Okay, and there is, of course. But I think after COVID, I see many of the streets quite clean because people are not coming out, first of all. And we do not see the littering taking place too much, I mean, for the plastic. So hopefully the environmentalists would may have a little bit of a change of a view, because even nobody wants to throw the plastic, even in your house, it may be in my house, nobody wants to throw it just like that, because now things are very critical. I mean, even if you wear a glove or you wear a mask, you need to put it right in the garbage bag and you lock it and then you dispose it. So probably the sense of disposal would be better, looks like.
Yes, it's going to help our industry. I think this COVID has actually been, of course, it's not good for the humanity as such, but for plastics has emerged as a real winner as well as a warrior. So we're happy to be part of this industry right now. Paresh, Mitsubishi Chemical acquired Wellset Plastic Extrusions PVC compounding business. What was the thought process for this divestment?
Of course, it was a big opportunity for us to have Mitsubishi as, I mean, a company, it's a world-renowned company, and they were interested specifically in the medical grade compounding business. Okay, we were there for last almost 15 years. We did very good in that. We made a very good quality standard especially in India. But as such, PVC compounds is never a high profitable product. I mean, if we would have gone into some finished products like making disposables and everything, then we might have been a bit better. But we had other fields also with us, like master batchers. We wanted to focus more on our core area, so that's why we thought it's a good opportunity and a right timely opportunity to take Mitsubishi. So,
totally agreed. The timing couldn't have been better. अरविंद भाई, अभी आगे आपका एक्सपेंशन का, एक्विजिशन का प्लान है या कोई अलग वर्टिकल में आप लोग प्लान कर रहे हैं something?
No, we will expand definitely. That is the bottom line. But just now this year we have to organize our strength in the right way and consolidate our position. That is the story. Because just now outflow has to be minimized, cash flow has to be improved. This is the story.
Yes, that's his thing right now.
Once the money is in our hand and everything is under control, then we can think of the different thing. But ultimately, if the situation demands and everything, we have to grow. We can't stop the water.
I think the third generation is also into the business, right, Paresh? So they will have their blueprints already going on. Arvind bhai, they are all coming to you very, very soon.
Let us hope for the best. Whether they are coming, welcome, most welcome. Otherwise, if they become professional, then it is a different point.
Arvind bhai, a lot of raw material for master badges are imported from China. What are your views? Do you also import from China, Paresh?
Yeah, we do. Yes. In fact, a lot of master batch people are importing from China, and they are dependent because the basic raw materials. Of course, I'm not talking about the polymer side. I'm talking about the other titanium dioxide or some pigments, or I'm talking on that account. So China has huge capacities, unlike India. India has, but the Indian manufacturers are very, very. I mean, they do not mean business sometimes. So what happens is they are not consistent enough to supply. They do not have volumes to supply. Their policies are not that clear all the time. So I'm talking about these areas, not about the polymer. Polymer is, of course, it's taken care very well by Reliance and other guys. So, but yes, definitely, we would prefer to import from China as of now, till the time we have some really good option.
Arvind bhai, coming to you, how well do you think India is placed for taking some business of the verticals to replace the China products? Because as I see, you're not willing to change.
Yeah. Nidhi, honestly speaking, India is capable, number one. But we are what you call our wasting our energy in the some processes. You see, government process. Last year was the environment issues, this and that. So it was discouraging whole the scenario. But we are 100% capable that we can do it, provided we have the support from the say government incentives, our raw material friends, that polymer manufacturers, their support, and machinery people support. You see, and they should be open to it. That the industry ultimately has to grow. They grow, we grow, everything grows. But if we don't, if we say that we want to grow and you don't grow, or you can do that, there is a clash. So they should not happen. But to replacing China, China is giving the maximum quantum. That is the number one. Number two, they are getting the maximum incentives, which we don't know, and we say that they are doing this and that everything. That is not true. They are able to give the volume. They have the state support, government support. See, the land is free. Free means they get it. Then power, it is connected. So here, what happens? Our capex is higher. That means we buy the land, we construct the factory, and we take the power. So these things are not there. They're just fit and forget something. You go forward. So that happens in a quicker way. So we are suggesting to government just now, this one, that we should be having this policy. Then the things will grow with everyone. So we can do it. That is 100%. Only they have the what you call die mold making, these other things. They are masters. What I mean to say over the time, and that is there. But we have to create atmosphere here. We have the quality atmosphere, and we are capable. There is nothing as such that we are not capable. But the younger generation, next generation, should feel that they don't have to what you call they get the money or they get the incentives, then the things will work. Otherwise, they have to slog around with the whole bureaucracy. They will run away.
Yes, I agree with you.
What Dad said is right, that it's very difficult to buy a land sometimes. I mean, and establish a factory, and then you have lot many compliances to be done. Compliances are okay, we can do that, but the cost of the project by itself goes up like anything. And that is how, if you want to do a mass production, for example, for the world, if we think, then there's some kind of incentives on that account also is a must, because I mean, a lot of working capital is required to manufacture anything and to sell. So maybe the fixed assets should have a support from the government. That's what.
I think the policy makers hearing this show should get the message loud and clear.
Yeah.
Bhai, what is your view about the many exhibitions that we have in the industry? A lot of people have a lot of views. आपका इसके ऊपर क्या राय है?
See, exhibitions generates business. That is for sure. Many exhibitions are there. That is also okay. India is a big country. Ultimately, it is a commercial proposition of the exhibition. If you serve, if you give the delivery, if you give the customers, you will get. Otherwise, you are out. Means people will be out on that line. So exhibitions which are expanding and everything is okay, but others who don't make money or something, they will die their natural death. This will be my ultimate point.
Arvind bhai, what do you think would be the reason? India was the world's second largest industry fair few years back, and we lost that position to China. ऐसा क्यों हुआ?
That is one of the reason is जो China का जो उधर आना means whatever the in and out, what do you call, and they had China had an aura that we give everything to you, so that has helped them. But now it will not happen on that line, because all the world was going to China and they were investing their money and all that. I would call it on one side that China has invited all the foreigners or whatever. They said that we will make this TV set and this set and that and everything over the years, around 10, 15 years, whatever. They say Japan and everywhere, they were having some good brands, Sony and many other brands. Chinese, they made the factories there, but the technology was taken by the local people, and they came to the some other brand, so they become more competitive. So generally, China got the technology free, and that's why they expanded. But now it will not happen. So same case in plastic industry, that we have not been able to expand the way we should have expanded because of the bottlenecks. What we can today, raw material price is X, tomorrow is this one. Today machinery price is there. You wait for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. The things are there. You don't have money, means money, and this gap is there, and the responsibility an owner takes. That is the whole story. So it is not if the life of the entrepreneur should be easy. That means easy for growth. So people are going to public limited companies or something, but they have to run. China is having a ease of doing business, and we don't have that point. This is one of the prime point.
Main reasons, understood. Arvind bhai, what is your pearl of wisdoms to us to share? सबसे best strategy हम सब industry लोगों के लिए क्या होनी चाहिए to survive in the current time? आपका क्या advice रहेगा?
देखिए अभी तो I feel that there are no issues within the converting industry. Everybody is sailing in the same boat. So only meeting point, on the contrary, this COVID has proved a boon to us, that all the associations or anything, they are at a time on the screen, and common stand is taken. So for the growth. So see, the thing growth will come definitely, and the things they have to reduce. That means these things has to settle down, and everybody is concerned with their business. So I feel future is bright. There is no issue as such. And India में तो जितनी कैपेसिटी आएगी पॉलीमर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की, it is most welcome. उसमें उनको they feel that हमने इतना पैसा लगाया, ये नहीं हुआ, बट उसने पैसा निकाल भी लिया है ना. इतना सालों में जो भी निकाल लिया वो बताते नहीं है, जो डालते हैं वो बताते हैं. तो हम लोग भी बिजनेस में छोटे हैं, इतने हैं, but at least everybody knows that language. So I feel there should not be big issue as far as the things are there. If the free flow of the polymer is there, free flow of machinery is there, and the quality is there, no issue.
So the going looks good. Arvind bhai, your life has been huge amount of experiences, struggles, lot of tasks taken, projects done, huge amounts of people that you have kind of guided and led. आपका क्या लर्निंग है? ये कोविड हैज बीन अ गेम चेंजर. एवरीवन हैज थोड़ा रुक के, सब लोगों ने संभल के देखा है कि हम क्या कर रहे थे और आगे कैसे जाने का है. हमारे साथ शेयर कीजिए सर कि आपने अपनी एक क्या लर्निंग निकाली है पर्सनल लाइफ के लिए और एक काम के लिए.
देखिए निधि, one thing I can tell, that if one has a passion, means to do, and sincerely, without any self-interest or something, that can work wonders. मेरे जितने प्रोजेक्ट हमने लिए, कहाँ भी लिए, जो भी over the years, I was thinking all the time that I am doing for the industry. I am not doing for myself anything. And I tried my levelest best. I would call it level best. And then जब ये नहीं होता है, समझो कुछ गड़बड़, तो then I leave it to God, और भगवान को 2-4 गाली दे देता हूँ. साला तेरे को करने का, मैं क्या करूँगा. तो फिर होता है. This is the only thing. बाकी तो ये जो इंडस्ट्री सर्विस है, इट इज अपने को आनंद मिलता है, और तो कुछ नहीं है. Nothing on that side. And we see the industry growing well. People have, this industry, plastic industry, has given lot of money to everybody, and people are happy, prosperous, and all that. And we have, whatever we have been, I have been able to contribute, I have done it. I don't know what is what, but something has happened.
Blessings of God, sir, I think you have.
Blessing of God.
Paresh, what is the one learning that you have had during this pandemic that you have realized and said that, okay, from now on, this is the one major change that I'm going to make in personal life and in work life?
Yeah, I think, Nidhi, what has happened is this pandemic or the COVID time, 5.5 or 6 months, whatever we say, that has made us very clear about what we want to do in life. I mean, in which direction we are going to head over. Secondly, it was a good time for making strong plans, you know, to put things in place to have the, and of course, as Dad said that, we need to go on more digital side. So a lot of things were worked out on the what do you call, on the softwares and other stuff, wherein we could organize the data out. This much time would not have got if the office was running, you know. So in fact, we were getting entangled into day-to-day work. We got out of it. Now we have a lot of time to even, me and Papa both are able to even devote time properly to have, some analysis or some talk or something. So that's a very good thing. And another thing is for the business, it is, I think it's possible to work with the digital stuff, you know. So how do we make ourselves stronger in that area that we need to find? That's it. I
Excellent.
think
I totally agree with you. And I think you're blessed to have someone like Arvind Bhai to give you guidance, as well as he'll
constantly.
huge amount of experience that he brings on the table.
Exactly.
Arvind Bhai, Paresh, it has been such a valuable session. I'm so thankful आपने time निकाला और ये हमारे सब viewers के लिए you have given your vision and your very important lessons of life that you've shared and how you look at things. Always very optimistic. ऐसे ही हमारे इंडस्ट्री को आप सर उभारते रहिए, लीडरशिप देते रहिए. ऑल द मेन इश्यूज यू टेक लाइक बुल बाय द हॉर्न्स और सबको आप लीड करते हैं. वी आर ब्लेस्ड टू हैव यू विद अस. एंड परेश, वी आर वेरी हैप्पी टू सी योर कंपनी ग्रो एंड वी आर गोइंग टू सी ईच अदर सून ऑन द अदर साइड सर. टिल देन, धन्यवाद सर, आपका आशीर्वाद.
Okay, thank
you.
Nidhi. Thanks.
Thank you,
Keep
Nidhi.
it up. And this is a very important role you are playing for the industry.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
Industry growth, I would call it. Okay.
बहुत धन्यवाद सर.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Nidhi.